Coming up, we go on Euro with FIFA 12, you can win exclusive EA Sports goodies, and we get briefed on Medal of Honor Warfighter. You might want to bring a gun. Welcome to Pwn.
I'd like to point out this bar up here above our heads. It's not just decorative. Using science, you can access any part of this episode of Pwned whenever you want.
And of course you can subscribe to us by clicking on this button beside Sian's head over there. If you're watching on TV or iTunes, then I'm afraid no buttons for you.
Now, with the European finals fast approaching, what with all the upheavals of captains and managers, the expectation of England fans this year probably won't be very high. Yeah, right.
Now, rather than impotently shouting at your TV, you can of course do something about it and make sure your favourite nationality wins by getting your game on with UEFA Euro 2012.
Yeah, this time the Euro final isn't a separate title, but rather a substantial piece of DLC for FIFA 12. Let's skip the national anthems and go straight to the kick-off.
Sebastian, the DLC's been out for a couple of days now. For anyone that hasn't downloaded it yet, could you just tell us why they should?
It's a great game, guys, and you want to win the Euro, you have to try first gear.
Why go DLC instead of a box copy?
Well, FIFA is a really successful game. There are 1.5 million people playing this game every day. We had people on the forums everywhere saying, we really want to renew experience. We want like Euros DLC. We don't want like EA to rip us off with a full price retail product. So the game is like a game inside the game. It's a DLC for FIFA 12. And what you have is Kickoff, where you can play with any of the 53 teams that are members of UEFA. Then you have the offline tournament, where you can obviously play the authentic tournament. You have the online tournament that is like a head-to-head game. You play with people all over the world, all over Europe. We also have the challenges, before the tournament starts, they're going to be based on the qualifiers. And once the tournament starts, so you're going to rewrite the history that is happening right there in Poland and Ukraine. And last but not least, is the Expedition game mode. So the Expedition game mode is inspired on what are the board games, the strategy board games, and putting that into a world of football.
Now, playing the game and having a look at it behind you there, it's got quite a different look about it. Firstly, the camera angle seems a little bit different. It seems closer to the action, but not so close that you can't see what's going on.
Well, we changed the camera, so you can change it. You can customize the camera you want. But the default camera, we feel that this one represents more accurately what you're going to see in Poland and Ukraine in the tournaments.
And you've got the official branding in there. I see you've got the purple and sort of pink rose colours.
Yeah, it's purple, really flowery everywhere, like having the accurate representation of everything that is in Poland and Ukraine.
And you've got the official stadiums in there. Did you enjoy going around touring all the stadiums?
Yeah, we have the 8 stadiums. It was really challenging building them because, as you know, they were not built until really late. So we were running around the clock at the same time that the constructors were building the real stadiums.
So when the actual tournament starts, when the finals are on, you're going to actually create challenges based on what really happens in the tournament?
Exactly. So I don't know exactly here what are going to be the dates, but we're going to attempt to do it on the game day. So, for example, England play France, and let's say that unlucky for you, you lose the game. But we're going to put the challenge there so you can rewrite the history and say, okay, we're going to beat these French guys.
Is it too late to make a tweak and make England the best team there?
We have a squad update that might change some attributes, so it's never late.
So depending on how they play during the finals, they might get better?
Yeah.
Of the many different types of seal in the world, I'm curious as to why the makers of Medal of Honor Warfighter decided to put Navy seals in their new game.
Probably because seals, the animals, eat fish. Yeah. Seal the singer warbles naff songs about roses, but Navy seals are best known for bursting through doors and shooting people's faces off.
I see, that would make them best placed to appear in the newly announced Medal of Honor Warfighter game, which coincidentally we're going to learn a little bit about now. Segue.
What are you showing here today?
So we're showing a slice of our single player game. It's a level that takes place in Basilan in the Philippines. And some of the old guys from the last game from AFO Neptune are joining us. Voodoo, Mother and Preacher are now in a group called Task Force Mako. And they're in Basilan in the Philippines, where a devastating typhoon has just occurred. The entire place is flooded. The civilian population has been evacuated, but a group called Abu Sayyaf has kidnapped some aid workers. So the Philippine counter-terrorist group has actually called Mako in to help assist them to extract the hostages.
So I heard, obviously, that there are 2 Tier 1 guys who've actually written the story for Medal of Honor. That's pretty impressive.
So yeah, so we worked with these two Tier 1 guys who, over the course of being deployed in 9 different countries, wrote this manuscript, and we use that to help us craft the actual story of Medal of Honor. If you look around in the news nowadays, you see a lot of things happening in a lot of different places in the world, but they're all kind of related, and they're already starting. If you read, you see lots of dotted line connections to these things. So what we've done is we've taken that premise and we've created a single threat. And we've kind of created these, all these non-state actors that are operating in all the different parts of the world, and then the storyline kind of follows our Tier 1 operators around as they try to unravel the puzzle of this threat so that it can stop it before it happens.
So one of the key things is you can actually play as different Tier 1 operators from different countries, is that right? So you don't necessarily have to just play Americans, you can play like the British SAS, that kind of thing?
So we've decided to do that for our multiplayer game. We recognize that other countries in the world have Tier 1 operators, and we really want to celebrate that Medal of Honor Warfighter. So in our multiplayer game, you can actually play from 12 different units in 10 different countries. And furthermore, we decided to take a page from the FIFA playbook and say, all right, now we're going to have a blue versus blue, like a good guys versus good guy play mode where you can see who's the best SAS, who's the best Navy SEALs, and prove it online.
Shot a hostage.
So what's the thing that everyone should be most excited about? What are you most excited to show to everyone?
I'm just excited about having the game on Frostbite 2. I think it looks amazing, and the Danger Close team has a great art director, great art team, and some great engineers who are really getting the most out of that engine, and we can't wait to show it.
As we mentioned on the last show, to celebrate the release of Tiger Woods PGA Tour 13, those lovely people at EA Sports have given us a couple of EA Sports Puma Golf Performance polo shirts to give away.
We've got one to give away in blue and one to give away in white.
It's free to enter, so to be in a chance of winning, all you need to do is enter via the web address below.
Jump on there and you could be sporting some limited edition Puma golfing gear to wear on the sofa while you play Tiger if you're anything like me.
Well, that's it for another show. Remember, if you want to subscribe to us, indulge yourself by clicking on the link on screen.
There are also links on screen now for Twitter and a little thing we like to call Facebook, because that's what it's called.
Makes sense. And if you want the latest EA news, why not check out EA Update, a new weekly news show that you can find on YouTube and at ea.com/UK. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time for another episode of Boned.
Bye.
We'll see you then. Bye.